Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So we got the crypto market here on the mend. Bitcoin trading at $72.63, Ethereum $150, and XRP 0.232. Okay, everything's in the green, but not by much. And the market cap has actually gone below 200 billion. That's right, the market cap for the entire crypto space is sitting right now at 198.6 billion, and Bitcoin dominance still hovering around that 66% mark. Everything mostly moving in tandem with Bitcoin. And guys, you can see this here, okay? Bitcoin went below this former low here in late October before it shot up back over 10,000. And we are right now hovering within, okay, so let's draw it because this zone's a little interesting here. Back in May 2019, we saw Bitcoin dip far down. A lot of selling momentum here before it moved back up, before it shot right back up again. So we're in quite a wide level of support right now, hovering between, I'd say, 7,200 to 8,100, okay, within this zone here. And yeah, I know that's $1,000 spread, but that's kind of where we're at right now. Bitcoin at the bottom of this zone, okay, so you can see this is where support formed back in the spring before we saw that move up all the way to $14,000 approximately for Bitcoin. And we dipped into that zone back a couple of days ago. Bitcoin went actually below that, below the $7,000 mark to about 6,700, 6,800. Climbed back up and is now trying to stay in this level of support. And guys, this is how the cookie crumbles. This is markets, okay? This is speculative markets, because when you look at XRP on the same time frame, the daily, right, the trend is all the same, guys, and you can do that for any coin. You can see, look, XRP coming back down to this low here after we saw a big crypto dump in September, back in that 23-cent mark, okay? And it's looking like an inter-year low is about to form. Back on September 24th, there was an intra-year low of 22 cents for XRP, and right now we're at 0.229 approximately. But guys, we know this isn't the fair market value for these coins. We know, there's a lot going on in the space. The economy's kind of tumultuous as well, and this isn't necessarily reflective of what these coins truly hold in value. Now, I know you guys probably saw this yesterday. This from XRP_Thor at XRP_Thor on Twitter. COINFAIRVALUE, okay? This is a website, and yesterday it was listed at 0.72 cents per coin, and DAI did a video on this. Today I looked at this, and now XRP is trading at 0.868, so roughly 87 cents. Or not trading, rather, but the fair value is recalculated at 0.868. So what are they taking into consideration here? There are a lot of things to consider. They explain it all here, and it is quite a complicated calculation. They talk about common baskets, velocities, capped velocities, and then they come up with this equation here, and based on their mathematical algorithms, they come up with their fair coin value. So yesterday was at 72, today at 86. I couldn't imagine there being much of a shift between yesterday, and today's Sunday within the XRP ecosystem that could have created a 15-cent increase in XRP. Nevertheless, I'm not complaining. I feel like these guys are kind of on track for really making a good case for why certain coins are more valuable than others. Now, guys, if you look back from just a few weeks ago, we saw that XRP's liquidity index reaches a new all-time high on Bitso, and I'm going to get into predicting XRP's future value based on the coin fair value today, okay? So let's take a look at this first. So the XRP Mexican corridor for Bitso, as you guys remember, there was a steady increase, okay? If you guys remember, from September all the way till present. Liquidity index for Bitso, XRP MXN, that's the Mexican corridor, the 28-day moving trend. Today so far, 6,254,000. An all-time high was originally at 5,993,000 approximately. So we can see it, and just in the chart, right? You can see it. Volume increasing. And this has to do with more XRP utility. And this is where I'm getting at with this. Ripple has always pushed the idea that the coin will gain value based on utility. Okay, all the cryptocurrencies out there that have no real world utility are going to go to zero, essentially, as stated by Brad Garlinghouse, they'll be worthless. They'll probably be delisted from exchanges. So you really got to be careful in the crypto space. You got to be careful to pick those cryptocurrencies that will have future value down the road. I don't have to tell you guys that by now. Let's keep looking here. ODL transactions in USD MXN corridor hit a new all-time high, nearly 6.5 million per week. So again, just another chart to that regard, okay? And this hitting the point home that this is real-world utility. Some are speculating MoneyGram. And this is happening all over the world in corridors that where we know regulation has occurred. So we know there are some South Asian corridors as well using XRP currently. But by and large, there aren't that many Ripple customers currently using XRP because the rules and regulations in the space aren't clear. And so the banks, financial institutions, they are holding back. They're waiting for that cryptocurrency regulation to become clear as day before they start doing business. So what does this mean, guys? How many companies are actually using XRP versus companies that aren't using XRP? Ripple hasn't really given us those numbers, but if we use that 72 cent to 87 cents, I'm just going to kind of give you guys a spread here because yesterday, it was at 72, today at 87. If we use that as a base, how can we predict future value? Well, it's important to understand first that we don't know the actual number, the volume, or how much XRP will be flowing through the system when Ripple hits the 100% capacity that they've signed up today. That's not even considering more customers down the road. We know that 100% of their customers are not using XRP today, right? That's been a big criticism, in fact. So are we at 100% capacity? Absolutely not. I don't even think we're at 50% capacity. 30%? I don't know. You tell me. This is guesswork, okay? This is a bit of a speculative analysis here because we have to speculate on a few things because we actually just don't know the numbers. Ripple hasn't released them. So I think you and I can both agree that they're not at 30% capacity, nor are they even at 20% capacity. To be honest with you guys, I don't even think they're at 10% capacity, but we'll start with 10 just in case. Let's say, for sake of argument, they're already at 10% capacity. And 10% of their clients that they've signed on are using XRP at the moment at full scale, okay, mind you. Let's consider also that this is at full scale, which I'm sure it isn't even at this point in time. So right now you got to think we're being super conservative with our numbers. But even at 10%, if you take that 72 to 87 cent range, and if we scale it up to 100%, that already brings us to an XRP value of anywhere between $7.72 per coin to $8.70. Okay, that's if we're at 10%. Now, guys, are we at 5%, 3%, 1%? Let's do the numbers, okay? If we're at 5% capacity already, that means XRP could go up to $14.40 to approximately $17.40, okay? Take into consideration if today we're at 5%, which we don't even know if we're at or not. Once we're at full scale, 100%, we could see XRP price at this amount. Now, are we at 3%? If we're at 3%, that means we could see an XRP price at about $24 to roughly $29. Okay, and if we're only at 1%, okay, 1% capacity, all the XRP flowing through the system, it's only 1%. We have to scale up to 100%. That would mean that we could see a coin worth anywhere between $72, okay, to approximately $87. Now, we've heard the number 120 per XRP being thrown around in the ecosystem, and I think it was David Schwartz saying that would be kind of the optimal price for us to be able to scale what we want to do. So I personally believe we're not even at 1%. I think we're below 1% for XRP. Okay, this is taking into consideration that COINFAIRVALUE has an accurate calculation on how to calculate XRP's true value, of course, and taking some liberties here, assuming or guessing how much XRP is being used in the capacity that it's supposed to be used at, and where we're at, where Ripple is at with their clients' usage of XRP. So in my opinion, I think we're not even at 1%, to be honest with you. But here are the numbers, guys. If we are currently at 10%, this would be the future value. If we're at 5%, this would be the future value, 3%, 1%, so on and so forth. Now, let me just remind you about this for a second. Almost 50% of Ripple partners are still unannounced. So this from November 11th. Only a couple of weeks ago, recently at the annual Swell event, Ripple announced that they have officially crossed over 300 customers. Also, they announced that on-demand liquidity is expanding into Australia and Brazil. So although Ripple confirmed that they are over 300 total customers, there has only been 164 RippleNet customers announced, meaning that approximately 136 of RippleNet clients are still unannounced. You can see the list of publicly known RippleNet customers here, and it links to that, guys. I will link this in the description if you want to read that. But think about that for a second. Almost 50% of Ripple partners are still unannounced, which brings me to this yet again. The fact of the matter is that 1% I think is being quite generous. I think we could see a coin definitely in the 3 digits down the road. How long will it take us to get there? That's still anybody's guess. Because the problem is we don't actually have the data, so we can only speculate at this time. I wish Ripple could tell us, XRP utility is only at 1% of what we think it will achieve in the next 5 years, or 3% or 5% or whatever. But to be honest with you guys, I don't even think Ripple knows what a realistic utility of XRP will be for the coming decade. I think they understand the potential of utilizing XRP for cross-border payments and where we're at with that, but think about it. How many corridors are active compared to how many corridors there are around the world? I think once those numbers are released, they will blow your mind. Anyways, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.